Moreover, I knew deep down that I was doing the right thing. And I had clear objectives: to warn other women about him, and to highlight the hypocrisy of men who claim to be champions of women publicly, but abuse them privately. Eric would often say, "Assume nothing." He would also say, "Trust no one." In my relationship with Eric, I went through the classic stages that structure intimate partner violence. Stages that many victims go through: entrapment, isolation, control, demeaning, and abuse. My story is a testament to what survivors of intimate partner violence experience, and how long it can take to recognize and name the abuse. In speaking out, I was determined to present my own behavior, as humiliating as the details were. I was making myself vulnerable in a way I didn't want to. It would have been far easier to move on and do nothing. I would much rather have gone on with my life and not gotten caught up in the mess of coming forward. But if ever there was a moment to come forward, I saw this was the time, against the backdrop of Me Too and Time's Up. After the New Yorker article came out, I worked hard to understand how I had gotten into a relationship with a man who had made me feel so bad about myself. I had a long bridge to cross before I could be in an intimate relationship again. As a child, I had witnessed domestic violence in my home, my father beating my mother. I had never thought I would become a victim. A friend said he had been shocked about what had happened to me because he thought of me as fierce, independent, and an advocate for women's rights and safety. But when I met Eric, I was on a trajectory of recovering from a series of health issues, multiple miscarriages and cancer, followed by a divorce. I was secure with regard to my work and my friendships, but I was weakened with regard to romance. Then my path intersected with that of Eric, who I would later discover had a history of breaking strong women down. I was ripe for the breaking. It was the perfect storm. I want to shift the perception of what a victim looks like. A victim looks like all of us. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, on average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. In 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men. The cycle of violence that permeates every aspect of our lives is an existential, and in many cases, mortal threat to our shared humanity. Through it, we become conditioned to accept violence. Stigma comes from secrecy. In the story that follows, I explore the steps that led to my becoming entangled in an abusive relationship, the roller coaster of coming forward, the aftermath, and my ongoing recovery. I also provide an appendix with resources for spotting intimate violence and getting help. By telling my story, I hope to help others to share their stories, to support loved ones in abusive relationships, and even to avoid becoming a victim. I wish I didn't have memories of being a victim myself. No one wants such memories. But I feel that somehow the universe intended for me to encounter Eric Schneiderman and eventually end a cycle with his intimate partners that had been going on for a long time. 1. The Fairy Tale. We met in July 2016 at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. Producing election-related videos in 2016 was my first step into politics. It wasn't work I had sought to do, but when I was approached about the opportunity, I didn't hesitate. I wanted to get involved because I recognized the danger that the